Everyone, it's Billy from 58, and thank you for joining today's session. Today's session, I want to talk about the importance of positivity in order to transform your reality. And thank you for joining today's session and joining my membership. Your support means the world to me, and I really wanted to start this membership to help empower people through these chaotic times and know that there's always opportunity in order to grow, build abundance, and manifest your desires with this knowledge that I'm sharing in these sessions. I'll give some context to the importance of like meditating and raising your energy, and then a short meditation, and then kind of like a Q&A session after. This is a super general explanation, but I'll simplify it so it's super easy to understand. So basically, these are 7 chakras going up and down. And what I want to talk about is these first 3 here, starting from red, orange, and yellow. So basically, that's where majority of people live, underneath the heart. And that's what also manifests these physical symptoms or diseases, which we're like seeing mirrored in outside reality, as you know, viruses and stuff like that. So what I think is important to know is that, and it's also our basic programming exists under the heart. So like when we come to earth, we inherit this kind of limited version of reality. And men are born at the very bottom, at the root. That's why a lot of men are stuck in their kind of like sexual ego reproduction mindset. And hold on, one person joined. Let me make sure they're good. And then women are born in the second level, which is higher than men. So usually in order to ascend, which I want to simplify to change, is basically meaning to change. You kind of have to reprogram all your limiting thoughts so you can exit this little lower 3 programmed reality that we kind of inherit. Hold on. Let me just check in this new participant. Hey, thanks for joining. We kind of started, but just to catch you up on speed, I'm talking about the chakras here and the importance of basically knowing what we inherit and how to exit it, or kind of ascend to a higher level of consciousness and state of being in order to manifest exactly what you desire in your life. So what I was basically saying, we inherit these lower 3 chakras, which we experience as like all those limiting thoughts and voices that we experience. You can't do this, it's a waste of time, just basically anything negative. So that all exists down here in these lower 3 chakras. And for women, you're already above men. So that's why it's easier for you to manifest and exit this programming, because you're just already here. And what meditation does is, once you become aware of that programming, of that like negative self-talk, with positivity, then you can exit that little program and rise up to feeling love. Like if you have a child, like when you first see them born for the first time, that's where you feel that unconditional love. And so in my meditations, I hope educate and train you to use positivity and unconditional love to exit that inherited limited programming that we experience as those negative thoughts and voices. So I know, as generic and cheesy as it sounds, it's like positivity and believing in yourself and unconditional love is the only way out of this. Basically, like is the veil or the illusion or Maya or this lower inherited ego reality. So in meditation, basically, you have to realize that we're all programmed with a neural net of this lower limited reality of fear and pain, ego, reproduction, survival, power, and becoming popular or known. And that all happens because there's a lack of love that's existing within you, and you don't feel that until you enter the heart. We can actually unconditionally love yourself and everyone around you. And because it is definitely, at this time, we're being presented with a lot of chaos, a lot of negative realities and negative thoughts. So we're seeing a lot of that mirrored in reality. And in order for us to change that, it's just reminding us that there is a power inside to be more positive, to be more unconditional, And that's why there's all these chaotic events happening to basically either distract you and keep you in this lower uh, three chakras, fear and pain and power and, lack of control and survival, or it's making you remember, like, I want something else different in my life, in reality. So I need to change. I need to become more positive and more, encouraging to myself. So think of a goal, or actually, let's do this. Think of something that you feel like limits you in your reality, or what thought really holds you back, and really just become aware of it. If you are learning something new, it's like, I don't have enough time. Or if you want to help people, but you kind of have that, like, oh, I'm doing something new, it's going to take a lot of energy, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows that limited self talk. So just become aware of it. And then we'll do a little meditation to kind of end that noise, and then raise your energy up so you feel more balanced and not so controlled by these negative and limiting thoughts. So now that you kind of have this idea that you just need to become aware of the programming that's in your head, that's from this lower negative reality. And all you have to do is, now, can you put attention and love on there to realize that you can do it no matter what that voice says? Because that's the game, really, in the simplest form, is that, in order for us to reach a goal or anything, you have to become that in a way, because then you are at the energy to receive whatever goal or manifestation that you desire. So then once you start feeling this love for yourself and knowing that you can accomplish anything, then you're able to express it by talking about it, by, becoming so aware of your value that then you can express, like, this is what I can offer you. This is the value of what my information and experience can help you. So if, like, Gia, you have a new business or new venture, this will help you to be more confident in expressing, you're learning all the tools. And now that you feel that self-love for yourself, now you should express it no matter what level you're at confidence. You're just learning. But it sounds like with your experience, you're at a level where that's maybe pretty easy for you. And then once you get to that place and you do it over and over and over, you start to have experiences where you're attracting people that reflect that positive state. So they're going to want to, sign up for your business, your programs, coaching, your financial help and all that stuff. And then once you feel that you're attracting that because you're creating that within you, then that's when you realize that you're, at this Christ consciousness where you're creating your reality based on your emotional state. So once you're aware of that, your emotional state determines everything outside of you, like your people, places, things, times, and events, then all you have to do is realize that it's about working and not controlling, but letting go all negative emotional states that you don't want to experience to positive ones. And it might be easier said than done, but with the practice, just like learning a sport or learning a new skill, all it takes is positivity. Like, I know, as generic and simple as that is, the more positive you can be, the less you're controlled by this negative programming that we inherit. And does that make sense? Do you guys have any questions before I move on? Cool. So I'll share another graph here that I like to explain some more. Okay, so here's another graph of the chakras, all the way from the bottom and up. So basically, the first chakra connects you to the earth. It's very grounding. So whenever you experience someone who's like, whenever you experience someone pretty negative and limited, they're really good at grounding you, no matter how high flying your thoughts or consciousness might be. They're very good at grounding you, so that you can know that they're connected to the earth. And then second chakra, where women are born at, you're more connected to the universe or the energy of the sun or space. Like I like to say, Mother Earth and Father Sky. So you already have this like connection to both upper and lower realities, or like grounding and spiritual realities. So then when you're in the third chakra, That's when you experience the lower astral, which is those negative and limiting thoughts that we hear in the lower astral realm. So when you know that, so this is good at becoming aware of yourself, knowing that, if you have a lot of really grounding thoughts that are negative, but yet you also have very positive spiritual thoughts that are connected to, let's say, the sun or universe. But then you also have the challenge of the lower astral where you hear that negative self-talk from the lower astral realm. That's, an experience from the collection, that co-collective experience of being human. But then when you enter the heart, you kind of start to enter higher dimensions of the astral, which is the more unconditional loving thoughts of yourself and others. When you tell yourself you can't do it, but you're like, I'm just trying, just start. That's like the experience of unconditional love for yourself. Or no matter what you hear, you're like, I just have to try. I have to take this step forward. This is new and scary, but let's do it. Like that's where you experience that unconditional love for yourself. And then once you get more confident in yourself, you start to express it through your throat, which at first is a little challenging because you still have those older beliefs and basic thoughts that you have that are still in your lower mind, which is like the accumulation of your entire experience on earth. So you're still going to experience some of that programming just because you've lived that for most of your life. And so in order to change everything in your reality, then you have to use your imagination, because no matter what knowledge you have, if you can't practice it by creating it in your mind and in your imagination, nothing new can be experienced, because we always are manifesting, no matter if you're unconscious or conscious about it. Like today's a manifestation of a thought you had yesterday or even this morning. So no matter what, you're manifesting, but in order to create something new that's separate from, let's say, the programming or the realities that you've already experienced, you have to use your third eye, which is your imagination, which I like to describe. That's your like true self. Like your real self is your imaginative, basic creative power and prayer to create everything new in your reality by creating a hologram in your mind. And so when you're able to realize that, then you open your consciousness, basically opens up like a lotus flower, and all these petals start to open because you're creating a more unlimited state of being rather than a contraction of, a flower that doesn't have enough vitality. And you build that vitality by energy, by positive thinking, positive belief, and faith in yourself. And then once that is achieved, then you experience the knowing and confidence of yourself where you can accomplish any dream just by imaginative prayer, creative prayer, and then inspired action to have the confidence in yourself to live your daily life, like the knowingness that you're on the path to your dreams. So that's the basic explanation of the chakras in order to help you to understand what we kind of inherit in these lower three, how to change that so you exit basically the ego mind, which is full of these lower astral thoughts and beliefs, and to enter a higher state of being, which is more from the heart, where you exit that limiting reality and you're able to create a more unlimited reality just based on what you want to do, like what your heart's desire. So think about this information, and what do you want to experience today? Like in your heart's desire, really think for yourself, what's a new positive experience that you really want to manifest? So write that down for a second and take a moment to just think about that. And before we continue to more explanation of the meditation, do you guys have any questions?
No question.
Okay, perfect. So I'm glad that makes sense to you. And then let me get back to this. Okay, so and then in my meditation today, basically, just so we start off. So so let's think of a goal that you want to achieve. Think about something that you want in the next, let's say, like 3 months. So it makes it very actionable and exciting for you. Just think of that goal. And now picture yourself as that future self who already has accomplished that goal, whether it's money, achievement, you're owning something, or you accomplish something. Just put yourself in that state of being where you're already that person. So think about now as that future state, that future new state of consciousness, write down what you earn if it's about money, or write down what you achieve, it's about a goal, or write down what you've accomplished already and write it in the present state where it's already been. Like if you want a new job or a new salary, just be like, I make this, I have this, I've accomplished this. So now that you have a basic idea of what that is, now with that one goal, if something were to manifest, let's say tomorrow, that would lead you and have a positive impact, what would that be? Would it be like a new client? Would it be a new interview for a job? Would it be a promotion? Just think about what would be something that would happen tomorrow that would have a positive impact that would lead you to that goal. Okay, so now that you have that, I want you to then, and you can do this in your mind's eye or in a diary entry, and you can also do this after today to really dive deep into it. So now that you have this idea of what your future self has or has accomplished and the goal, how would you say, think, and feel? Feel how different your energy would be if that was already true. You would probably say, I make this, so let's go and have dinner at a nice restaurant. Or if you have this confidence in yourself, you probably wake up earlier and be more excited for the day. Before you go to bed, what would you do? Would you be exercising, or would you be doing, you probably would be doing something different than what you're currently doing. So just think about that. Embody what that future self would kind of do that's different from where your state is right now. So if you have a new salary, you'd be making like 10 grand more a month. What would you do with that? If you have a new job or clients all the time, would you have more meetings to do? Would you be more excited to talk to people about what you can offer and the value you have? Like just think about the embodiment of that future self. And now that you've had that, make sure you write it down or set it in your mind's eye so you can come back to it. Okay, so now that you have that, I want you to just take a moment to focus on your heart center. Put your hand on your heart and just feel your breath and just feel it expand, your heart expanding with warmth and light. And now that you have this kind of the state of being of your new self, bring to mind a specific desire you want to manifest. Like, what is it that you truly want? What is the emotion that new state of being would make you feel? Think about the joy and excitement of that desire coming true, that emotional state of like, you're investing in a movie character in a movie, and no matter what they go through in the end, you see them accomplishing their dream. Like, feel that feeling of knowing that emotionally investing yourself in accomplishing a dream. What would that feel like? And then what would you want from that state of being? And then for a second, just imagine that yourself as a character in your mind's eye experiencing already having that desire. See yourself celebrating, being excited, hugging, being super loving and exciting to everyone that you come across. Just see yourself fully immersed in that new reality and how you feel, and just engage it in all your senses in your imagination just for a second. See who you want to share this experience with, either friends, family. If it's just yourself or clients, just see yourself experiencing that heightened state of being with whoever that you see yourself in your mind's eye. And use your imaginative, you know, creative power to experience it in feeling and not in thought. Just feel the imagery of yourself being successful, rich, wealthy, perfect health, in love. Just feel that emotion of that actually coming true. And now that you kind of have programmed that little experience in your mind's eye, now feel a certain new sense of confidence and anticipation of that experience. Almost like, how you always know the sunrise will always happen every morning. Have this kind of confidence and anticipation of this expectation of your desire, just like knowing that the sun rises and sunsets every day. Practice that expectation as much as you can. Okay, now imagine that your goal and manifestation has arrived. Almost like if it's like a child or something, just something tangible, make sure it's physical. See yourself receiving your desire like it's already a part of your reality, like right now in this moment, and feel the joy, the gratitude, and the fulfillment that comes with it. If your manifestation is like from a friend or a client or a person, see yourself exchanging information, them handing you a check, them calling you on the phone with good news. Just create an experience where it actualizes that emotional state of receiving your desire. See how grateful you are. See how the universe delivers this desire to you and your gratitude and excitement for it. Even it's an emotion, feel it in every cell of your being. Just feel how abundant and how loving that would feel. And just embrace that new reality in every cell of your being, knowing that you're emotionally investing in yourself as a character in a hologram in your mind's eye. Now put your hands over your heart and feel that excitement, that gratitude from the heart. Know that you've already received this. You're experiencing that new state of being right now in this moment. There is no separation from the happening right now till the future. It's just happening right now. And know it is. And you're receiving it and feeling in your heart, and you're feeling the gratitude, the the love. And just take a couple of deep breaths, knowing that that's what you're practicing and manifesting in this now, in this moment. Okay, so now that you have the basic practice of this goal, now we're going to do the real meditation, which will actualize it and materialize it for you. So just take a couple deep breaths, keep your hand on your heart, and just become aware of your awareness. Do you feel like it's outside of the body or inside of the body? Just become aware of your awareness. So just know that the energy that you just felt of your future self, we're going to create that in this now, and know that there is no separation from you experiencing that new state of being from the future to this person who you are right now. So now breathe so quietly that you can't hear it. Just become aware of your breath and know that you're breathing so quietly that you can't even hear it. And notice the more attention that you're putting on your breath, that you start to realize that the interior dialogue has stopped. There is a new stillness and silence that you are experiencing within your entire being when you continue to listen to what you can't hear. And I want you to keep attempting to listen to what you can't hear. Notice as you breathe in and out, this rhythm is inaudible because it is done so quietly. So just allow your ears to listen to what you can't hear. When you listen to what you can't hear, you can't think. So when you listen to what you can't hear, you'll start to begin to notice everything outside of you auditorily. Then you begin to listen to your silence and listen to it. So just continue to listen to what you can't hear. And this meditation is from your future self. When you listen to what you can't hear, you automatically enter the heart. And this is the key for manifestation. By manifesting from the heart, you can manifest instantly. So today we will manifest a new future desire. So now feel the feeling from your future self experiencing your desire coming true. Just become aware of the mental scene and hologram of your future self experiencing that desire. Be as specific as you can on this goal, whether it's winning a contest, achieving a personal milestone, or acquiring something you desire. Make it as specific as you can to that emotional state of experiencing that manifestation. And feel it in your heart. And then feel the love that you have for this new future state of being, experiencing this new desire, this new excitement, this unlimited abundance. Okay, and now that you're in that hologram of the scene and feeling that emotion, create a sound, smell, taste, and touch with your psychic senses in your imagination. What does that scene sound like? Are people celebrating? Are people congratulating? What is the sound of that hologram that you want to experience? Create like a single action, like someone coming up to you, shaking your hand, and saying, "Congratulations." Just create one little scene with one physical hologram of someone experiencing this with you and you hearing a statement or an action. So just practice that for a minute and make it as real as you can. Feel the hand in the handshake. Hear the statement, the celebration. And now smell the smells in that scene. For me, I always try to think of my favorite food or something that you know that you can automatically smell in your mind's eye. Or if it's celebration, think of, champagne or anything that would give you that heightened state of being. And take a deep breath in and out. And in that hologram in your mind's eye, are there any tastes? Do you taste anything? If you're celebrating, like, do you taste champagne, wine, or anything like that to kind of build that psychic sense inside of you of tasting that scene as if it was real? And lastly, touch. Is there anything that you can touch in that scene that you can feel it in your mind's eye as being real? If it's money, what does the cash feel like? You can really even sometimes smell the cash in your mind's eye. Just feel anything that you can as real as you can in that scene. Remember, it has to be an event that fulfills your desire. And you're the main actor in that drama. Okay, and take another deep breath in and out. And now create a phrase like, "Isn't it wonderful? I can't believe it. Congratulations." Create an experience in your imagination, the sensation of the phrase, so you can feel it confirming the reality. Someone's giving you a handshake, feel the phrase, "Congratulations," and feel that handshake. And with that creative ability, assume the feeling of this greater life, this new concept of yourself. Feel the love flowing within you that's helping you to create this dream. And feel it with certainty that you are this new state of consciousness, that it's renewing your mind, and that you're transforming in this now. Intend that you are already having it, you're already experiencing it in this now. And with all your energy and your heart, trust and assume the fulfillment of this desired state. See how your future self is so much more abundant, excited, happy, joyful, loving, and just align your frequency to that intention of already being that person. And now to heighten it even farther, what would it feel like if all this came true tomorrow? Imagine yourself as that which you want to be, and then create that future excitement in this now. There is no separation from that future self and who you are right now. It's happening right now, and know it is as real as your physical reality. Feel that emotional state of joy, the love, and surrender your entire being of feeling that wish fulfilled. And take a deep breath in and out. And just know that this practice, you're using your consciousness and energy to radically psychologically transform yourself to the assumption of the feeling of your wish fulfilled, of your new state of consciousness and being. So keep practicing feeling your entire being becoming one with your new desire. Feel the power within you of your focus, the power of adjusting your mind to allow to see only one thing, your dream. This steady attention is increasing your focus of this power that you're confining in your dream. You're self actualizing and creating this desire. Now wiggle your toes, your fingers, and notice how it's almost synchronizing to the hologram in your head of that new future state of consciousness and being. See yourself wiggling your fingers just as you're wiggling your fingers in your mind's eye. So now that you're in sync with this future state of being and consciousness, just look around your scene. Know that you're already that person. You've already experienced this desire. So now become aware of how different your older state of being is to this new state of being. Notice the change, the positivity, the fearlessness, the excitement, and the love that you feel. And now feel that state, that higher state of consciousness and being, where you have that goal and that desire. And now that you're bathing in this new state of being and consciousness, see the difference in yourself. And now ask yourself, how would you think in that new state of being? How would you be with others? And now that you know the difference, know moving forward that you will never entertain an undesirable feeling or think sympathetically about anything wrong in any shape or form, because that doesn't exist in your new state of being and consciousness. Know that you will not dwell on the imperfections of yourself or others. because you know to do so will impress a negative program into your mind of those limitations. And know from now on, you will see the world and how you want to experience it from this new state of being. So take another deep breath in and out. And to end this meditation, just see yourself enjoying this unconditional love that you have for yourself in this new state of consciousness and being. See yourself shedding all the old ways and patterns that keep you from this new state of being in consciousness. So take another deep breath in and out. And now become aware of your surroundings as you come back into your environment. Will your fingers, your toes, anything get the energy back to connecting into your grounded state of reality? Okay, so now that you have this new state of being, for a couple minutes, journal how this new state of being thinks, talks, expresses itself. Just write it down. Your future self already has your desire. What would they say, think, and feel? And now that you have that kind of like practice of realizing the difference between your old state and your new state, that's the only change that you need to create within yourself. And another practice that I do once you're in that newer state is set a deadline for a goal that gets you closer to that state, like what you need to do to accomplish it. Like you're as you're journaling, know that whatever you write down, it's programming your subconscious. So make sure whatever you write down is more positive to that new state of being. So let's say if you have a deadline to, manifest a new salary, like what's a goal that you can achieve? Like, I want to, or a business, you want to attract new clients. Set a deadline like I'll attract this many clients or I have this many clients by the end of the month. And once you have a deadline, then know that what can I do to accomplish it? And just make a checklist, something that is reasonable and fair and doable. And then that will create an inspired action that will get you closer to that new reality. And then if you have that in your mind or something you can focus on every day, you practice that every day, then it gets you closer and closer to that new state of being from becoming real and reality. So always know that you can create that new future experience in any moment in this now, and that there is no separation. The ego and the mind is the only thing that separates you from that future state of being and goal. So just know that you have to intend it, keep imagining it, expect it in your mind's eye, using all your psychic senses, and know that you'll receive it the more you can stay in that new state of being that you experienced in your meditation when you are experiencing that dream and that goal being accomplished in that now. So it is really simple, but know that, it does take work to reprogram your subconscious when you've only had negative or limiting thoughts holding you back from those dreams. So all it takes is that focus, that concentration to feel that new state of being in order for it to materialize in your new reality. So I hope that experience and practice has helped you. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. This is a perfect time to talk.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for that. It was just a lucky coincidence. I checked my mails and found your email in the spam. And I'm currently I'm living in Vienna, Austria.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't. I just saw 11 o'clock something. I don't know. And I just tried the link, and whoop, there I was. And it's so perfectly because last week I received the information that I have to leave my apartment. And I know that it's the journey for the journey of my soul that just want to kick my ass, so that I move finally to the countryside, and that I'm finally will meet my soulmate, So it was just perfectly.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
thank you
perfect
very
timing.
much
Oh, you're welcome.
for
Thank
that.
you for joining.
Very great. Really.
Oh,
So
that's
cool.
amazing. Yeah, and thank you for joining from Austria. That's amazing.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Love the internet for that. And how do you say your name?
Uli.
Uli? Okay, nice to meet
Yeah.
you. Well, thank
Yeah.
you
Nice
again.
to
And
meet you too.
I'm glad that helped. And, it's so funny to think it's so simple. Once you do this practice again, it's like, it's just about positivity, imagining the best for yourself and not letting any noise or negative, programming, which is difficult because the whole world is continually, showing you the negative stuff. So that's why I feel like at this time it's so important to do this, because you aren't so distracted from wasting your energy on things you don't want to experience, and you have to focus it on what you want. So I'm glad that this helped you guys. So very thankful for that. Do you have any other questions or anything like that before we end? Do you guys have everything you need to continue this manifestation process for yourself and all that?
So I have a question. So I'm thinking this is something to do in the morning and also in the evening before you go to bed, so that I can like picture my myself, what I have to do, and do my diary and my notes. I've done a whole page here. So thank you. And I agree with Ula. Ula? I'm in New York. I'm Ula?
Uli.
Uli.
Yeah.
Uli. I'm Gia. I'm in New York. So, and it's very similar that I came across it, and I'm like, okay, and I hopped on. I'm like, like I said to Billy, I don't think there are any accidents. This was so perfect. So I'd like to do this maybe in the morning, not maybe in the morning and in the evening. And do we like, because I know you had one meditation too. I heard it on the on YouTube. I listened to that. So is this something that maybe play that one? I don't think I could do that. I don't think I'm ready to I need the words. I need the prompt right now. Right. So what do you recommend? Like listening to your other meditation, and so I can get the prompts, and I don't feel I can do it by myself just thinking about it. Does that make sense?
No, totally. Because it does help to get the focus and concentration guidance. But what I do is like, do you guys like movies or watch movies? I'm sure you guys do in some way. What I like to do, so I can do this like not only in the morning or night or at any time, you can kind of think like, okay, I want to create a new reality. So I need to produce a mental hologram of that experience coming true in my mind, like a movie. When you watch something, you could play it back anytime, but think of that like in your head. At any moment, you can come back to that scene that you want to experience in your mind's eye, and just picture what that would feel like. Like it's really simple. Like create the hologram of the scene of you experience it, like coming true, and just play that like over, like when you're a kid, playing with yourself. I almost have like the mental image in my head, but then if you have toys or something, like pretend yourself experiencing it real. Like even if you don't have like figurines or something, use like sometimes you use a little thing. This is me a chapstick, and I have like other things around me, like congratulating it and cheering it. And I just use those little props to be little like just references for the mental picture in my brain. Like have fun with it. Because I think the more fun and playful you can be like a child, the more it happens faster. So like, I know the guidance is helpful, but just think like any moment you can just be like, pick an object that you have that represents you and then just play it in your imagination in any moment throughout the day. And then just keep practicing what that feels like. Because that's the
I like
key,
that.
is the emotional state.
Got it. That makes sense. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, because then you don't need something. You can just do it anytime. And I always use movies because, you can always play back a scene, or, there's always an emotional scene in a movie that you always remember. Like just instead of that movie, make it your movie.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And thanks, guys. Yeah. So like every other Sunday, I want to do this. And then on like guided meditations, it's a full hour of this practice, whether it be, manifesting a goal, perfect health, or like a soulmate. So thank you guys for joining, and then know that we can keep practicing and continuing this every week and every other week for, so you guys can accomplish so many things this year.
Great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And it's nice to meet you, Uli.
You too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, guys. And this recording will be available for playback. So if you do need something else, you can also come back to this. I'll send you guys the link later this week. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great week, everyone.
You too.
Yeah,
Have
you
a great
too.
Sunday.
Lots of love.
Okay.
Bye-bye.